Remember former indie darling and Fez creator Phil Fish saying that in 2012, Japanese games just suck, and then mocked the possibility that any of this could come from a place of racism?
What do you think about the recently Japanese game?
Is it what is about Japanese games that inspired us?
Recent.
Most recent Japanese
I'm sorry.
games.
They suck. You guys need to get with the times and make better interfaces and like update your technology.
That guy that Phil Fish just shat on, by the way, that's Makoto Goto. He worked on Final Fantasy, Front Mission, Armored Core, and most recently, AI, the Somnium Files. Meanwhile, what's Phil Fish doing? Oh, fucking nothing. He made Fez in 2012, and that's it. A lot of the articles floating around the internet today claim that Phil Fish left the gaming industry due to the harassment he received during Gamergate. That's technically true, but it wasn't harassment, it was an expose by our channel. Back in 2014, a bunch of the financial documents of Phil Fish's company, Polytron, hit 4chan. He blamed angry Gamergaters hacking his company, but analysis of the files showed that they came from a flash drive, which makes it much more likely that a disgruntled Polytron employee dumped them onto the internet as revenge for Phil Fish's shitty behavior. We got a hold of the files, and after doing some cross-referencing, noticed that the list of Polytron's investors were the same people who were judges at the Independent Games Festival, despite the IGF stated rules that games can only win awards on the year they come out. Fez won awards during both 2008's IGF and 2012's IGF, with the IGF claiming that the 2008 version was a different game because it was a demo. Fez is, to my knowledge, the only game to have been privileged in this way by the IGF, and is also the only one where people in the IGF stood to make personal profit off the success of a game that they were supposed to be impartially judging. My video spooked the indie game scene so much that the IGF actually rushed out a short blurb that basically said, "We have investigated ourselves and found nothing wrong." There's an old Forbes article that implies that I privated my videos because the information in them was false. That's not true at all. I stand by the information in my Gamergate videos 9 years later. I privated them because Phil Fish sent me a cease and desist, and I was a recent university graduate and I was poor as fuck. If there's one thing that I do regret, it's that. I should have made him sue me. I put the videos back up a few months later, and they remain up to this day. Now that I'm not a channel with only a couple thousand subs anymore, now that I've made a few more connections with people over the years, I've heard through the grapevine that one big reason Phil Fish doesn't make indie games anymore is because my video exposed him and his friends to be fucking snakes, and outside of the progressive clique, people don't really want to work with him anymore. So yeah, Phil Fish did get harassed out of the game industry by Gamergate, but to use modern terminology, he got cancelled by me. Meanwhile, Makoto Goto's career is alive and well. It might take a long time. It might take over a decade, guys, but truth does tend to win out in the long run.